mentioned the Red Rose, Lancashire's home ground. Sourav Ganguly had a season playing for Lancashire. And it's Sourav Ganguly who's with us now.
Thanks, Mark. I thought you did the analysis very well a couple of deliveries ago. You spoke about the first 10 overs and India have been very, very good. It's the length. Bhuvaneshwar Kumar a lot fuller than just with Bumrah, which is quite natural because Bumrah a lot quicker. Just pushing Guptill on the back foot, opening the face in the last minute. But that's the pitch map for you from the Indian seamers. Very tight, very good, very consistent. And that's why they have been so good in this competition. And just 2 boundaries in the first 10 overs for New Zealand. And that could be the 3rd one from the fast bowler. Terrific effort from India so far.
As we were saying, this pitch is going to test Hardik Pandya because he survived and in fact reveled on those dry, slow pitches. Change of pace was his lifeline. Today it's a proper English pitch. That's a terrific shot. He just sits back, isn't it? Kane Williamson, anything short of leg, he will thrive on that. So this is going to be a tester for Hardik Pandya. The conditions today. Also India bowling first, which means he can't use that slow ball as much as he would if the bowling second. Average of Kane Williamson, brilliant.
It is a remarkable record, isn't it, Sanjay, for an unremarkable player in that you don't look at him and think breathtaking innings, you think efficient innings. But actually, particularly under pressure, love the way he guided New Zealand home against South Africa. That I would call breathtaking. Averaging 100 in the tournament, gone past 500 runs. 2 men have gone past 600 runs, Rohit Sharma and Shakib Al Hasan. And David Warner has probably squeezed past 600 mark too, I would guess. David Warner played very well here the other day. My gosh, he did. 38 for 1.
To Old Trafford, you see those stands around, and this one especially catches your eye. The biggest stand is a temporary stand, so just imagine just putting the thing together. Right, Jadeja in the team today. A couple of surprises really, Mark, for me in the playing 11 for India today. This is not a dry rank turner, so surprised that India went for Jadeja ahead of somebody like Kuldeep Yadav, who's got a fantastic record against New Zealand. Lowest power play venue. And it's going to be Trafford today, 27 runs, so it's broken the record of the lowest score in the power play. Why wasn't there a bigger shout for that one?
Only point you'd make about the lowest power play graphic, it does depend a little on the batsman and the bowler. Who's in form, who isn't. Who's got a top new ball attack, who hasn't.
Yeah, so surprised by a couple of selections. One is Jadeja, because last game the pitch was ideally suited for somebody like him, rank turner. It's a point I made about Kuldeep Yadav as well. Fantastic record against New Zealand. Economy rate under 5, average under 30. But I can understand Kuldeep Yadav has not been at his best, not very convincing in the way he's bowled in the last couple of matches. That's Mayank Agarwal there. Added to the squad, late addition. And India have just 5 bowling options. In the last game as well, they went with just 5 bowling options. And on this kind of a pitch, He might just need that cover. And that's why I thought Kedar Jadhav would make the playing 11 as a cover for somebody like a Hardik Pandya instead of Dinesh Karthik.
So Kohli's team or Shastri's team?
Kohli's always has to be the captain's team, and you know Ravi is not going to come in your way. There it is, that's all. There's no six bowler around for India. Those are the five. Hardik Pandya bowls superbly, but on different pitches. So I would have gone with Kedar Jadhav. Not much when you look at Karthik and Jadhav as batsmen in 50 years cricket at number 5, but he would give you 4 or 5 overs of his off spin.
I'm a great believer in it being the captain's team. At least at this late stage of selection, Harry, no, they're okay. Judgment of the run's been good. Do they come back for 2? They do. A little overthrow. 43 for 1, and it's almost come from nowhere. New Zealand battling back into the game. To examine that New Zealand side is Simon Doon, and with him is Ishiguro.
Thanks, Mark. Good morning, everyone. So New Zealand winning the toss and electing to bat first. Guptill has some issues at the top. Struggled with the moving ball. He was out for 1 in the end. Martin Guptill hasn't had the best of tournaments. A man who brings so much experience. Williamson talked about in the press conference that this just needed to be a fresh start. Picked up over 30% of New Zealand's runs in this tournament, Kane Williamson. And again he goes past the 30 ball mark. Kane Williamson has faced 30 balls and more in every innings of this tournament so far. Just such a rock for New Zealand. And you're very much thinking if they are going to win today, he will be the key.
Yeah, I think lesser individuals it would affect them. It doesn't seem to affect Kane at all. It's one of the hallmarks of the sort of captain, the player he is.
It's a good option. Hardik Pandya bangs the ball in. Not afraid to bowl the short ball.
He's taken on the responsibility to Hardik Pandya with just 5 bowlers on offer. I heard Sanjay Mandrake talking about it. He really stepped up as far as his performance is concerned. He knows there are no other options, so he has to get through his 10 overs.
Push the 2 and get back comfortably.
One area of concern, I think, that so many have for Kane Williamson is that sometimes he's so caught up in his innings. Running between the wickets can be a little issue, now and then. Also with Ross Taylor of late.
He got a bit unlucky there, Williamson. Smallest hands in the team, Mark Wood. Run out the non-striker's end. Yeah, watch that all the way this time, Nichols. Got right over the ball. I think that shot through the covers just gave him a little bit of confidence. Nichols off Jasprit Bumrah, just pitched it up ever so slightly. Managed to get one away after battling hard early on in his innings. His highest score so far in this World Cup for Nicholls, and he just needs to keep going really with Williamson at the helm.
He's a proper test match player. I look at Henry Nicholls when I see him. He's got a very good technique, leaves the ball well, and so therefore quite suited to this sort of game because of the fact that India possess such a potent opening combination. Get through that, 5 bowlers only. They can actually take to one of the spinners if they want, but it's no good trying to do that 3-4 down. New Zealand are 1 down and the spinners are in action. They can go a little bit harder.
Still manages to find a way to get it down there, Williamson, and he'll pick up 4 as well. Chihal with the misfield. 52 for 1. The 50 partnership comes up after 64 deliveries. They've tried to block off that area with that wideish gully. Just waits on it. Pace to the boundary. Now that is poor from Chihal in such a crucial match. Time for drinks then. New Zealand have done well to build a partnership. Some thinking to do for India. And time for a refreshment.
Here we go again. Oh, you brought Nutriboost. And it seems like you'll need it. Oh, dearie me. They were oh so sweet this morning. Yep, here's yours. That'll do the trick. Packed with protein. Get it into them. Oh, nice throw. When they need a pickup, give them Nutriboost, the 5-star milk drink for 1-star moments.
Well, I think he's a gorgeous man, but his hair bothered him. And it bothered me that it bothered him.
So he booked the appointment. Reached your turning point. The doctors at Ashley and Martin could help regrow your hair.
Welcome to the world's favorite online betting company. This season, Bet365 will feature over 300,000 different sporting events. We want you to feel so close. You can almost touch it.
Gamble responsibly.
My barber was fussing with my hair, trying to hide the thinning bits, and he says to me, maybe we should shave it all off. That was my turning point.
Reached your turning point? The doctors at Ashley and Martin could help regrow your hair.
What a good start for India in this first semi-final. Kane Williamson, the captain, 26 from 37. Henry Nicholls leaned a bit slow for the Kiwis boys, and solid performance from India in the first 10.
I thought India bowled beautifully. Their line, their length was just impeccable. They kept building up pressure, got the early wicket of Guptill, who's a dangerous player. They'll be desperate to get Kane Williamson now. The Kiwis are fighting hard, but they probably just need to get a move along a little bit, you'd think.
The reason India are favourites is because of that first 10 overs. I thought they were fabulous. There was just nothing to hit. They gave the Kiwis nothing. And 14 overs down, 1 for 52, in control.
You look at that scoreline, you'd think the pitch was doing a bit. It's not really, is it? It's pretty flat.
Yeah, it looks like a good wicket. The ball's going through nicely, but it hasn't swung. The one thing that New Zealand do have in their favour, they've only lost the 1 wicket, and I know the first drinks break's probably come a little bit earlier than what we thought, but it's only 14 overs gone, so it's not panic stations. There's still a hell of a lot of balls to be bowled at them yet, and they can build something.
Well, they've got to start building on it. I mean, they're going to need 280, aren't they?
Yeah, you think so, but Moy's right. You know, there is a bit of bounce in that pitch, and it was important. They can't lose the game in the first 14 overs, but they can certainly... they can't win the game in the first 14 overs, but they could lose it. If they had to come out and lost 3 wickets really quickly, it'd be pretty much all over. So they've got wickets in hand. They've got a little platform here. Batsmen are set at the crease now. They'll be looking just to, after this drinks break, just to increase the momentum a little bit now.
Yeah, I reckon they might have to go after Jadeja, who has been very, very solid.
Oh, he has. Williamson's probably factored in what is par. It may be 270, 280, and it's in his interest to be there in the 50th.
All right, let's take you back to the commentators. Simon Dool and Isha Gore.
Bit of physio for Nichols in the drinks break. Looks like hamstring.
Lovely work from Kohli. Yeah, he had that hamstring injury that kept him out of the start of the tournament, Henry Nichols. He opened the batting at the back end of New Zealand's summer, and he was the preferred option with Martin Guptill coming into this tournament, but got injured.
And I suppose it would have been a decision to keep going with him. Played a couple of games. Henry Nichols, score of 8-0. Quite easily could have thought, well, maybe we should go back to Monroe, but a 50 partnership, and it's been well vindicated, justified for him to retain that spot at the top. He's played well. Slip in. What's Jadeja's role here? No Kuldeep Yadav. That would have been another big decision to leave him out. They've gone with the all-rounder with the batting experience, obviously very good in the field.
Getting through overs quickly, being economical, that 4 runs and over mark, just trying to pick up 1 wicket. They want to expose... Not to expose Ross Taylor to Chahal very early on. I think if India could pick up a wicket, straight away Chahal would be in the action to Ross Taylor. They know that that's one of the issues he has starting. Once Ross Taylor gets through those first 12, 15 balls, he's fine. 55 for 1.
Semi-final being played here at Old Trafford. New Zealand have been here twice before, back in '79. And also in '99 when they lost to Pakistan. Seven semi-final appearances for New Zealand. Eventually got past their through to the final of the last World Cup, lost to Australia at the MCG.
Yeah, New Zealand 2 semi-finals here. It's a wide from Hardik Pandya. 2 semi-finals here, as you said, Isha, 79 and 99. Lost both semi-finals, but everything's changed. The pitch has changed direction. The changing rooms have gone to the other side of the ground, so maybe that's a change of fortune for New Zealand as well.
Are you clutching? They're in a good position though at the moment, New Zealand. They'll be delighted with 56 for 1 after 15. Wade McMillan. So that's given another wide.
Yeah, the field setting for Hardik Pandya dictates that he's got to be short of the length. I don't think Virat Kohli wants him that short. But mid-off, mid-on or up inside the circle, he's got a cover and a point. And the men on the boundary are all, 3 of them are behind square, 2 on the leg side, 1 on the off at third man, and then a cover point just in front of square on the offside, protecting those big square boundaries.
Martin Guptill went early for 1. really struggled throughout this tournament. Also still there on 25, experience to come in Ross Taylor. Latham picked up some runs against England. And a couple of all-rounders in there, Isham, de Grandon. Pitch switched around back in 2010-11. I remember when it faced the other way, the east to west axis. Now it's north to south, just to eliminate that sun issue when it sets, glaring into the players' eyes. Yeah, not much sun today though. It's quite gloomy and eerie out there, Dooley, at the moment.
A little bit clearer. I just noticed that last ball. Kane Williamson just needs to be very careful here. I don't think he was out of his crease, but just watch his line. Watch his line. Straight back, across in front of the stumps. Now that could be deemed to be changing his angle if he gets that right in the middle of the back. Whether he's out or not, whether he's hit the stumps or not, that's one of those new laws. If you are deemed to change your line, change your angle, can be given out. Very careful.
Wow. How close was this?
Just a little mix-up. So good, Ravi Jadeja. No problems at all for Nichols.
How often do you see Jadeja miss? Doesn't happen very often. Fortunately for him, he was already in, so it doesn't matter in any case. One of the best fielders in the world, Jadeja, patrolling in that point region.
Just holding that hip flexor, stretching that hip flexor, Hardik Pandya. Keep an eye on him here. I think he's struggling here, Hardik Pandya. They can ill afford to lose a bowler, India. They do not have another option. It'd be, I'd imagine, Virat Kohli himself who'd have to bowl a few of those little seamers off the wrong foot. Dhoni could take the pads off, and Dinesh Karthik could take the pads.
I remember watching MS Dhoni bowl at Lords in a test match. Even a few years ago now. Hardik Pandya, yeah. It's a difficult one as a bowler, and you would know this, Simon. You're running in and your hip flexor is struggling. It's more in your delivery stride as you come through with over your left leg. You're pulling on that hip flexor. Don't necessarily feel like you can get through your action, but he's struggling here.
Really struggling. I think he's one more ball. Gonna have to get some treatment. In there, that's the area, and you're right, Isha, it's around, it's that delivery stride, and then the follow through, that back leg coming through past to get off the pitch.
He's done well to just go for 2 runs from this over, 57 for 1 after 16. The Indian physio had plenty of work to do the last few years for India. Did well last year with the number of tests that India played to keep those bowlers fresh. Yeah, this is worrying signs for India. Now going to look at his other options for Kohli.
Well, this was always the concern for India, an injury to one of their bowlers.
Jadeja to continue, but you mentioned, Simon, in the press conference ahead of this game, it was asked of Virat Kohli, would he consider an extra bowler just for that balance? He's gone with 5, as he has done right throughout this tournament. It's a lovely shot, just threaded through the infield. I think that's okay, but I'm sure they'll want to have a check.
Bhuvaneshwar Kumar out there will have a look at it, have a boundary check. No, good ground, but it was lovely timing from Williamson. Watch those feet. There, everything's all right. I think there's no hand on the ball there. No, that's fine. No problem at all. Yeah, and I think when I look at this Indian team, the selection process around it, it's almost a conservative selection. They're protecting the batting by picking an extra batsman and not having a genuine bowler. 6th bowler as an option. So they're protecting the batting by playing Dinesh Karthik.
Yeah, because you could quite easily have had Jadeja in there still, but bring in a Mohammad Shami as well. So this is where the problem comes, is when you have someone who's injured and something they wouldn't have anticipated.
Yeah, Hardik Pandya 6, Ravi Jadeja 7, and then your genuine bowlers. That would have been a better option for India, just for this particular... I mean, I know we sound like we're being smart after the event here, but that's the team that I think a lot would have had throughout this tournament. Rather than protect the batting unit, Ravi Jadeja with 2 triple hundreds in first-class cricket certainly can play. So there's no reason he couldn't bat 7 in this side.
The fans might get what they want, like back in 2008 in the Under-19 World Cup. Kohli to Williamson, 61 for 1. Yuzvendra Chahal, 11 wickets in this ICC Men's Cricket World Cup, an economy of 5.9. Generally a very confident sort of bowler, has lots of different tricks up his sleeve. Not afraid of tossing the ball up. Miss from the batsman, a miss from MS Dhoni behind the stumps.
4 wides. Ball start from Chahal. A little bit untidy from Dhoni behind the stumps. He could have perhaps just got those pads across, tried to block that off. Wasn't like it turned a long way.
Nicely played against the leggy. I'm sure he'll look to bowl a couple of googlies at some stage to the left-hander. ICC ODI ranking of 11.